outline of the class is system modeling. In module 3, the chapter contains 2 from the Somerville. One chapter is system models and design and implementation. This is the second chapter. So both chapters for module 3, and the first module now start the system models. In module number 3, the first chapter is the system models and another chapter is design and implementation. So the first will start system models. So what is the outline of this class? So the system models contains the different models, that is the context model, interaction model, structural models, behavioral models, and model driven engineering. So all these models contains in the system models. We see one of them, that is a context model, today's class. So first one is system modeling. What do you mean by system modeling? What is the use of this? So system modeling is the process of developing abstract models of a system. So the whole system contains different models. All the models combines to form a whole system. So for example, in the calculator system contains the 4 models: addition model, subtraction model, division model, multiplication model. All these 4 models integrate to form a calculator system. So system modeling is a process of developing abstract small models of the system, with each model presenting a different view or perspective of that system. So each model has a different functions. So addition function, subtraction function, second model. So each model is presenting a different view or perspective of that model. The system modeling has now come to mean representing a system using some kind of graphical notation, which is now almost based on the notations in the Unified modeling language. This is the most important. So all these are in this notation. So the system modeling has now come to the mean representing by system using UML. So system modeling helps the analyst to understand the functionality of system and models used to communicate with the customer. So this is helpful to the customer, and it helps to analyst to understand the functionality of a system, and models are used to communicate with the customer. So what are the existing and proposed system models? Proposed means planned system models. What is the advantage or disadvantage of existing systems, and what is the useful of existing system for developing the new system or new planned system? So models of existing systems are used during the requirement engineering. So they help clarify what existing system does and can be used as a basis for discussing its strength and weakness. So what the existing system do and what are the strength and weakness of this system, then these then lead to requirement for the new system. So all these 2 points leads to the requirements from the new system. So leading for the requirements of the new system. So model of the new system are used during requirement engineering to help explain the proposed requirements to other system stakeholders. So all these new systems are used during the requirement engineering to help propose the requirement to other system stakeholders, means customers. Engineers use this model to discuss design proposal and to document system for the implementation of the proposed system. In model driven engineering process, it is possible to generate a complete or partial implementation from the system. So what are the system perspectives? So there are different system perspectives are there. One is an external perspective, structural perspective, and behavioral perspective. So what do you mean by structural perspectives? So where you model the context or environment of the system, where you model the context or environmental of the system. So that is the external perspective, and next is the interaction perspective, where you model the interaction between the system and its environment. So you model the interaction between the system and its environment, or between the components of the system, components of the different system. So third one is the structural perspective, where you model the organization of system or the structure of the data that is proposed by the system. So you have to model the organization of system, that is a structural perspective. The behavioral perspective, where you model the dynamic behavior of the system and how it responds to the events. So that shows the behavioral system. You model the dynamic behavior of the system and its response to the events. These are the four perspectives of the system. One is the external perspectives, an interaction perspective, structural perspectives, and behavioral perspective. So each perspective has a different task. The next is UML diagram notations. So all these are shown by using different diagram, UML diagram types. So there are 5 UML diagrams. One is activity diagram, use case diagram, sequence diagram, class diagram, and state diagram. So what is the use of each diagram? See one by one. So activity diagram, it shows the activities involved in a process. So what are the activities involved in the process or data processing? So that is the activity diagram. And use case diagram, which shows the interaction between system and its environment. Sequence diagram, which show interaction between the actors and the system and between the system components. So actors means users. You show the interaction between users or customers and system, and between the system components. So the class diagram, which shows the object classes in the system and association between these classes. State diagram, which show how the system react to a internal and external, how it react, that shows the state diagram. So these are the different UML diagram types: activity diagram, use case diagram, sequence diagram, class diagram, and state diagram. So the first model is context model. So system models contains the all 4 models: context model, interaction model, and structural model, behavioral model, and model driven engineering. So the first model is the context model. So what do you mean by context model? What is the use of these models? So context models are used to illustrate the operational context of the system. It shows the operational context of the system. They show what lies outside the system boundary. It shows what it lies outside the system boundaries. And social and organizational concern may affect the decision on where to position the system boundaries. So architectural models show the system and its relationship with the other system. So system boundaries. What are the system boundaries? System boundaries are established to define what is inside and what is outside the class. So boundaries are established to define. So boundaries are established between the to define what is the inside and what is the outside the system. They show other systems that are used or depend on the system being developed. The position of system boundary has a profound effect on the system requirements. So it is important to effect on the system requirement. Defining system boundary is a political judgment. There may be pressure to develop a system boundary that increase or decrease the influence or workload of the different parts of the organization. So here the context of the ment care system, the diagram is shown. So what are the all the models interact to the system. So this is a mental care system. It interact to all the different models. So patient record system, admission system, prescription system, appointment systems, SC statistic system, and management reporting system. So all these models are interact to the system, all the boundary. So in the patient record system, so it contains all the records of the patient, and initially when it admits, take the admission to that main care hospital, that is the admission system, and what are the doctors can prescribe the dose to the user, that is a prescription system, appointment system. So this system take the appointments of the doctors, and so all these models communicate to the system. So the process perspectives. So context model simply show the other system in the environment. What are the other system? Simply it shows other systems in the environment, not how the system being developed is used in that environment. So it is not worried about how it is developed. So process model reveals how the system being developed is used in a broader business process. UML activity diagram may be used to define business process models. So here one diagram is shown here, the process model of inventory detection. So the input starts from here and ends here. It confirm detection decision, and it goes to the inform patients of the rights or record detection decision. So inform patients of rights, it shows to this boundary, and record detection, it goes to here decision box, where it is dangerous or status is dangerous or not dangerous. If it is dangerous, find a secure place, and if it is available for secure place, transfer to secure hospital, and it goes to inform next on kin or inform to social care or update register, and that is the system mental care. And similarly, if it is not not a dangerous, admit to hospital and admission systems, and it goes to next and inform social care, inform next of the kin, update register, and this is a system care system, and this process end. So this shows the process model of involuntary detection. So this is related to the process perspectives. It shows the UML diagram, and all these PPTs are taken from the Lan Somerville book. Thank you.